You obviously know Kung Fu.
Joining us today on the Kung Fu Driving Podcast, I'm so excited to have martial arts cinema legend China O'Brien, Lady Dragon herself, Cynthia Rothrock, and Caitlin DeCHELLE, whose work you've seen in projects like Wonder Woman, The Mandalorian, and for a certain set of viewers, maybe Descendants 4. Amazing work there. And they're joining forces in the most lethal mother-daughter combo ever with Tiger Style Media's Lady Scorpions. Ladies, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited.
That's great to have you. Cynthia, tell me about Tiger Style Media here. What is this whole thing about and what's it trying to accomplish?
Well, I knew the writer Dan a long time ago, and he wrote the script and he sent it to me. And, he said, is this something you like? And I read it. I loved it. He titled it Lady Scorpions, because I created this scorpion kick, for demonstrations on the West Coast demonstration team. It sort of became my trademark. So I love that. I love the fact that it was two strong women. And then, fast forward years later, Shannon McIntosh called me and she says, yeah, we're going to do the movie. And I was like, yes, it was so great because, I forgot about it. And we met and, they told me that, Caitlin was going to play my daughter. And I thought, wow, it's really such a strong, like you said, mother-daughter combination. It was interesting for me because I've never played a mother before. And I do have a daughter. My daughter's 25. So I was trying to relate to that, and I was like, wow, this is cool. First time to play, mother. And, I loved, it was such a great, fun doing it. The whole cast was great. The action was great. The director, our sets, and I was so excited for it to come out and finally we could say, yeah, everybody watch Lady Scorpions.
Caitlin, Cynthia's obviously super excited. What was your reaction when you found out you were going to be playing opposite Cynthia Rothrock?
I was super excited. Obviously, Cynthia is a legend in the martial arts world and in the film world. So originally when Shannon came to me and I read the script and, she's like, this is acting heavy, but also stunt heavy. I was like, great. I love the challenge. I'm ready. Who's playing my mom? And then it was like, oh, Cynthia. And I was like, oh, great. This is going to be awesome. What better mother-daughter combo can you get here? So I was super thrilled and super thankful for the opportunity. She said, our cast and crew was amazing. Our sets, the whole experience was a lot of fun. And I think you're really going to see all the love and excitement that we all had for this project when everyone sees it. I think everyone's going to love it.
Now, speaking of that, obviously you're a world champion martial artist. Cynthia Rothrock is Cynthia Rothrock. And something that I saw in the notes for the research here, stunt doubles, they don't exist. Is that true? And how exciting is that to be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, in these films, all four of these films, stunt doubles do not exist, which I think is one of the coolest things about it, because at the end of the day, it's practical filmmaking. We're back to that. We're back to seeing the talent on screen doing everything. So this allows for less cuts. This allows for longer takes where you can stay on the actors and you could kind of ride this journey with us, because instead of, over the shoulder and back over this shoulder and cut, it's just, you're seeing us in these fights throughout that it's all us, which I think is super cool and something, obviously going back and forth between acting and doing stunts and stunt doubling other characters. I think it's a really cool experience for the audience to have and really just see everyone putting their love on both sides for the acting and the martial art all into one.
Now, Cynthia, as a veteran of Hong Kong cinema, that's nothing new for you. What was the process like doing it here with this particular project in terms of choreo and training? Did you guys do any of that stuff to get this all into place?
Well, we did. We went down a week earlier, and we had some rehearsals on the fight scenes, and we worked with our coordinators. And obviously, when you get on set, you start changing a few things, or this will look better, or you're working with your prop. Okay, is this going to be strong enough to hold up a fight scene? Things like that. But I really, the action in it is really, really good. I think it's such a strong movie, and I think when a lot of people see this, and one of the things I'm an advocate about is bringing people into the martial art world and through film. And I think this film shows how important it is, for people to know self-defense, because situations could happen. You could get apprehended like outside your car. What if you're kidnapped? What do you do in this situation? So I think, other than being a very entertaining film, it's going to be an inspirational film for people to get involved in martial arts, that haven't maybe seen action pictures before, because this crosses over not just an action picture, but it has a great story.
Yeah, speaking of action pictures, Caitlin, with the current climate in cinema today, with films like John Wick, Deadpool and Wolverine, and the action films really being the huge blockbusters that they are, is this a case of the timing being right, striking while the iron's hot for something like Tiger Style Media's approach to bringing back that martial arts cinema?
Yeah, I definitely think the approach that Tiger Style Media has is right on point. I think a lot of people, from what we've been hearing and what we know as martial artists, is that we've been waiting for this, right? Everyone's been waiting to kind of relaunch the martial art into film and seeing it practically, right? Deadpool, John Wick, all these films you mentioned, they're all fantastic. And a lot of them still are very practical, but at a certain level, you're going to get doubles and you're going to get a different kind of feel, right? So where Cynthia kind of mentioned, this has all the action, all the martial arts, but also has a really good storyline. The family consequences are involved. There's high stakes. There's, kidnapping. We're trying to figure out, why my mom isn't super loving and caring and always there. There's a deeper, darker side to her past that I don't even know, while I'm trying to, be there for my daughter and try to have her understand real life, and kind of things happen and people are busy and jobs. So there's just so much to it that I think this really portrays both sides very strongly. And I think the world of film is lacking these type of, movies. So I'm super excited that with all four from this platform coming, and all four so different, even between this one and Kung Fu Games that I did, two completely different films. So I think the world's going to be very excited to have kind of these films launch back in with the martial art and the action and the strong acting on all sides. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, Cynthia, speaking of lacking, again, not anything that you're not used to, having been a pioneer in your career, but as a female-led vehicle, mother, daughter, and granddaughter, did you guys feel any pressure to go above and beyond to make sure that this particular film really kind of stepped it up and kind of rocked?
Yeah, it was very interesting for me, because not only, was I playing a mother for the first time, but I have a granddaughter as well. I could relate to my daughter because my daughter's 25, right? So, but I couldn't actually, the character was so interesting because, she loves her family, but she's trying to protect them in a way, and she's trying to make, apprehend the dangerous situation that she was in, and, trying, the husband getting killed, so she was somewhere else in the mind. And I think for normally, if I wanted to relate it to my daughter, I would be so loving and kissing and holding all the time. And this, I couldn't. I had to be tough, especially, the one scene where I slap you in the face and tell you to be cool, it's like, oh, okay, that is definitely acting, because I would I wouldn't do that to my daughter, but I love the challenge of it. I love the fact, that this woman had a mission. She had a mission to do, and then I was glad in the end, then you could see, where the love came about, and that, yeah, and then happier ending for the time being.
No
right?
spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Caitlin, what was it like hanging with Cynthia martial arts wise? Was it challenging? Were you ever intimidated or starstruck or anything like that?
I think there's always a level of appreciation when you see somebody like that who has put in all the time and the effort that she did, and through all her years of martial arts and competing in the films. I just see I have a large appreciation for it, because I competed from 8 years old to about 24. So I went through all that. So I know what that's like for her. And then into the film, obviously I haven't started anywhere close to as many films as she has. But yeah, I think there's always a sense of, bring your A game, which is always me. I'm always like, I gotta do better. I gotta be better. I gotta hit this fight scene. I gotta nail this, acting scene. But yeah, nervous, I don't think was ever the word. I felt very comfortable with Cynthia. I think, like I said, we had a really good connection. Bruce, our director, was really great in kind of just helping us along the way and connecting any key points we may, have been missing to really drive the story home. My daughter was great. Jeff Fahey, like all of the cast was so great. So there was never a time where I was nervous or like, oh my God, I got to do this. Or it was like we had a family and we all did our best at all times. And I think that really shows just the love that we have for film, but also the love that we have for martial arts. So yeah, I mean, it's been an honor, and even getting to do press like this with her, it's a ton of fun for me. So I'm just thankful.
Cynthia, beyond martial arts fans and kung fu cinema fanatics, who's gonna enjoy this film?
I think everybody's going to enjoy it. It has something for everybody. It fits the action genre for all the people that want to see action. Like sometimes it'll be billed as an action movie, and then people will say, oh, there wasn't enough action in it, or there was too much action and not a story. So you're going to get people that like the action because the action is incredible in this. You're going to get people that like it for the storyline, for the suspense, for the thrilling, for, everything that a good movie needs to, the combination of everything to be such a good film. So I wouldn't say this is specifically targeted for any specific person. I think anybody that likes film is going to like this movie.
Caitlin, without giving away anything, the ending of the film does leave things a little open to maybe going elsewhere. Is that something that you guys have thought about?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always kind of think about it, right? Like even filming it on the day, without giving away any spoilers, yeah, we're like, what could be next? Where does the storyline go? But I mean, it could go so many ways, and it's exciting to think about. But of course, I don't want to say too much. But I think the movie up until that point really takes you on a fun journey to kind of go through all these things that Cynthia was talking about, just between the action and a great storyline. Like this movie really culminates all things, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I guess everyone's just gonna have to wait and see.
Well, there's definitely some potential for a franchise there, especially with the combination that you guys put together. What do you think is the biggest takeaway for all of what Tiger Style Media is trying to do with this particular endeavor?
Well, I think, they're definitely bringing the action back. It's definitely shows, that, they want to, Tiger Style Media be an action-packed company with films, and worldwide, everybody loves action, and it's good because, Bruce's intention was to go back to that 80s, that 90s feel of martial arts, not CGI, wires, things like that. It was downright, people physically doing the martial arts. And, you know, when you do films like this, the actors really have to know martial arts. And like, I know Caitlin can tell, and I can tell when you see an action movie, like, oh yeah, that was a double there, that was a double there, or, you know, that was, and we were lucky because Bruce, you know, our director, you know, he had a martial art background. So he knew exactly how he wanted to shoot it, what he wanted to shoot it, you know. And I think people are so excited, not just there's one film coming out, but there's 4 films coming out. And I don't think anybody's ever done that before, you know. So it's like it's Christmas for all the people out there that are seeing, you know, the advertising of 4 action-packed movies coming.
Have you gotten any reception yet from anybody who's seen it? Have you gotten any initial responses on what you guys put down?
I think so far everyone has loved it. I don't know if anyone that we've, you know, spoken to has seen all 4, because I know that I haven't. I've only seen Lady Scorpion and Kung Fu Games, so I know what my thoughts are on those 2, which obviously I think we're going to be a little biased, but no, I mean, I'm excited to see the other 2 as well, because like Cynthia said, I don't think anyone's ever done this. I don't think everyone's come out with 4 movies of each one having such strong cast and such different storylines. And I'm actually really curious to see everybody's take on each one and kind of what their favorite moments were, or storyline, for example, or fights, right? There's just so much between all of them. But for what everyone has said so far, everyone has loved it. So we are very excited to see what the world thinks.
I will tell you, the action is pretty fantastic in this. You guys did an amazing job on it. Now, let me see if I'm getting this all right. So it will be released on digital weekly starting August 20th. And then it'll have some double feature runs in theaters starting on August 16th and 23rd. And I believe Lady Scorpion's releases August 23rd, and that's the double feature with Kung Fu Games. Is that right?
I believe so. Select theaters August 23rd, and then yes, they start Art of 8 Limbs August 20th, Lockdown August 27th, Lady Scorpion September 3rd, and then Kung Fu Game September 10th. And then I think on September 10th, digital, you can have all 4.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent time to be a martial arts cinema fan. Where can people follow you guys and keep up on all of the releases for Tiger Style Media?
Pretty much TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, I believe just at Caitlin DeCHELLE. I'm verified on all accounts, so if it's not me on another one, don't listen to them. Only my verified accounts.
Yeah.
Cynthia, what about you?
Yeah, very strong following on Facebook. So it's Cynthia Rothrock official. There are a lot of fakes out there pretending to be me, but I post every day. I keep in contact with my fans. I keep everybody updated so you could tell which page is real and not. I have a YouTube channel, a Cynthia Rothrock channel. I have the Cynthia Rothrock Association. People get in touch with me, and also Cynthia Rothrock official on Instagram.
By the way, Cynthia travels the world and kicks ass while doing it, so follow them on all of that. Ladies, congratulations on Lady Scorpions and everything that's going on with all 4 films at Tiger Style Media. Thank you for being part of bringing the martial arts action back to the big screen, and I'm looking forward to all of those films. And best of luck to you both.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Poison Clan rocks the world.